Hey everybody, what's up? 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 Oh gosh, God is good all the time, all the time. God is good, God is the greatest all the time, all the time. God is the greatest, God is the best, this, all the time, all the time. God is the best, this. Nobody can test. He's the only true living and wise God, the only creator. Big him up every time. I thank him for life, I thank him for health, I thank him for strength. Oh, I thank him for waking me up this morning. Alright, yeah, it's still today. Set on them in a maid and the whatever sleeping cap and everything. Yeah, so it was some time, you know what I mean? So we have to give God thanks because he has been good and he continues to be excellent, he continues to be awesome. There are no adjectives to describe how great our God is. So I thank him for everything that he has done and he will continue to do, for his many blessings which just overflow me and surround me. Why I'm here, I'm able to give thanks to him, I'm able to talk to you guys, I'm able to do so many things, you know what I mean? So God is indeed worthy to be praised, worthy to be lifted up, worthy to be thanked, worthy to be everything that is just wonderful, you know what I'm saying? Alright, now my people, make we chat up the things that make we talk what really I want. Alright, now I love the little program them from time to time, you know, like I'm talking like Rising Stars, Magnum Kings and Queens of Dancehall, and you know, Dancing Dynamite. So I like to watch it. Ironically, funny enough, it's I haven't gotten a chance to watch Magnum Kings and Queens really with our first Japanese contestant, Rankin Pumpkin. Congratulations to Rankin Pumpkin for her efforts in joining that particular TV show program. Now, I know a whole heap of Jamaicans' hearts came through their mouths when they saw Rankin Pumpkin's feet, let's put it that way, her feet, when she came second. And I'm sure a number of persons figured that she would have won. I thought she would have won, to be honest with you. I didn't really see many of her performances because I've been a little bit busy trying to build me, to be honest with you, and doing work and everything. And I know another Jamaicans have been quite disappointed because maybe some of the contestants that they liked, I'm going to leave it as liked. We're not talking about voting yet. So we're talking about maybe their feeling within that they liked, they would have wanted to either win or to come up in the top 3. Now, when I examined the entire thing, I'm so sorry I didn't get the opportunity to watch it. But when I examined the whole thing and hearing a lot of the commentaries from persons of their disappointment in her, it's like she can't drop out kind of a comment. It allowed my mind to really become a little bit opened and maybe dynamic and creative in the whole matter of unity. Now, for the most part, many Jamaicans assume that her Japanese counterparts or Japanese families and friends and supporters would have voted for her to win, or for her feat. She didn't win, she came second thus far. That's supposed, because we don't know what a man out here will do. We don't know if it's a Jamaican or Jamaicans who voted for her to reach thus far. We can only assume that it's her own Japanese persons, or get the inside scoop on the persons who would have voted for her. But you know what I've come to realize throughout that entire competition, and for her win in her own way, is that there is power in unity. And it may seem a little bit cliche, it may seem like a little jargon, but it isn't, you know. Because I thought to myself, for the persons who other Jamaicans would have wanted to come in the top 3, they should ask themselves the question, did they vote? So you may like an individual, but did you vote? Did the majority of Jamaicans vote for the persons who they thought should have really been the winner or winners? When you come in the top 3, you consider yourself winners of such an event. And it made me realize how powerful unity is and support, in spite of talent or the lack thereof. Now, Rankin Pumpkin is not a Jamaican dancehall artist. You know what I mean? It's a lady coming, she probably said the type, she liked the genre music. She decided whether or not she had the talent, yes or no. And that was, for me, that I find awe-inspiring. Meaning, this is a lady from another country, one of the farthest countries that we would consider. somebody who diametrically speaks another language than we do. All right, she speaks Japanese and maybe a little English possibly, and she decided that, look here, she is going against all odds. Not really talented in the area of dancehall DJing or whatever it is, and she's going against all odds with persons, the Jamaicans supposedly, who are non-supporters because they think that she's not talented in that area. Also the language barrier, not understanding how her DJ flow is, you know, because I saw one of the competition, I understood what you were saying, like in what the last one I heard her sing is that them things whenever they're gonna reach as far, them kind of bad man me, something to that effect. I couldn't get the entire thing, I didn't watch the entire thing, but I marveled at it. And just even her disposition and the outfits that she had on, while everybody would have on the full dancehall outfit, some of the night she had on like dresses, and you know, it's almost like she came with her there is a word that I'm trying to use. I remember when I was doing my master's, it's almost like a quantum shift. You know, she didn't go the linear way, I put it that way, which is the usual way. She gave a quantum shift to what dancehall represents in terms of the style, in terms of the dress code, in terms of the disposition, the language, the tone, the pitch, every single solitary thing that dancehall represents. Now, it's a possibility that you could have win it. I'm going to be, you know, give a little trouble here. And they had to kind of, what should I say now? You just don't even know if they rigged the thing. Feet no look so bad. I said, no, our dancehall gone to. Our really Jamaican dancehall gone to. Because it's a possibility that deep don't you won. But let's leave that for another discussion. But what I realized in that competition is that her people, I'm assuming it's her Japanese crowd and Japanese supporters, that they decided that, look here, I don't care if she can't DJ for the life of her, if she don't dress the part, if there is a language barrier, I'm voting for her out of support. And the fact of the matter is, many of us may be complaining and upset and vexed and all of that, but ask yourself the fundamental question: did you vote? That's one. Two, how unified are we as a people that if we see a very good talent in terms of our Jamaican audience now, our Jamaican contestants, would we do like our Japanese counterparts and vote continuously? So the point of the matter is, the successful are the ones who are determined, the ones who are very hardworking and who continuously support. You follow what I'm saying to you, people? So it makes no sense that many of us quarrel and many of us complain how it is that Rankin Pumpkin come second, how it is that she reached this far, not really talented in the area, and yet she has come second. The fact of the matter is, she had very good supporters. She had excellent supporters. She had persons from her country, possibly Jamaica, I don't know. I can assume that Jamaicans didn't vote for her, you don't know. All of us, we are only assuming that we didn't have Jamaicans voting for her, but maybe she had Jamaicans. Oh, she won. Okay, she won. You understand what I'm saying? Because of her hard work and the unity of the other persons who say, look here, we're going to make this Japanese girl go through. Irrespective of the fact that she defied the laws of dance hall gravity in the sense of the dress code, in the sense of the language barrier, in the sense of the tone, in sense of every single thing that dancehall and DJ represents. She defied all of that. And say, no, Kamala is telling me that she won. I was told that she came second. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, talent or not, you know why I'm actually not daunted by it? It only goes to show that success cannot only be individualized. I'm creating that word now. It has to be a unified body. So even if it is all those successful persons that we see in life that we now consider talented, all the talented acts that we know of in life, whether they're actors, whether they're motivational speakers, whether they're singers, preachers, wherever they may fall, the fact of the matter is they didn't get to their destination in and of themselves. They had supporters. Yes, they had naysayers. Every single human being will have naysayers. I will have naysayers. You will have naysayers. Others will have naysayers. But the fact of the matter is that they themselves reached where they had reached based on support, based on unity, based on vote in Rankin Pumpkin's case. So when many other persons quarrel and complain and they bicker and they say all manner of things, the fact of the matter is, did you vote for the person that you wanted? Rankin Pumpkin had her supporters. That's the point. It matters not if she sounded like a bullfrog. It matters not if she dressed like Cruella. The fact of the matter is she had her supporters. She was among a unified body, and that is why she either won. Well, some person says she won, some say she came second. We will know the final results. The fact of the matter is she reached where she had reached because it was not an individual win. She had supporters. She had persons vying for her, voting for her. So I'm juxtaposing it to our Jamaican competitions, or with our Jamaican contestants. I remember a particular year that there was a contestant on Rising Star. Her name flew out of my head. And the year she entered, for me, it was one of the first years in my life that I saw a contestant where not only her singing was very good, it was good. It was, I wouldn't say off the chain like you're listening to a Luther Vandross or something, but it was very good. Her performance was very good. Very good performance, and her just the whole presentation of the songs. I assume she must have done cabaret singing outside of that. Every single song every night did well, and you know what? They realized that no one voted for her. Everyone just spoke highly of her. When she dropped out of the competition, everybody was in a state of shock because they wondered how it is that she didn't reach this far. She entered the following year that Romaine Virgo had entered. Her name is just at the tip of my tongue and I can't remember her name. Inga, something or another, her name was. And she, unfortunately, because Romaine had a beautiful voice, so he would have just taken that particular win. But Inga, for me, especially the first year, the year before the year that Romaine Virgo had entered, that year she dropped out, and a lot of persons threw their hands in the air how it is that she dropped out. No one voted for her. They only liked her, but no one voted for her. And the other persons who were less talented, I remember one particular girl came third. One particular person won that competition, and a lot of persons were so taken aback. They were shocked out of their wits. They were shocked. Ingo did. Usually Anthony give big compliments, and for the weeks that she was in it, she got very good compliments from him and all the other judges. And I'm saying this because I remembered her, and I could not believe for the life of me. I too was guilty. At that time, I probably was, and from then on, I started to vote for persons who I really liked. But the fact of the matter is, she in and of herself could not win, no matter how great her performance was. If it is that she didn't get that unified support, it's as though what she was laboring in vain, which had happened. And for me, she should have really won. She didn't win. You understand what I'm saying? She did not win for that particular year. She entered the following year, and unfortunately, that year you had Romaine Virgo. And Romaine just had an unusual talent with his voice especially. She did well though. Inga did well. She came third. She did well. She came third. But the point of the matter is, you cannot say that you can't quarrel with Rankin Pumpkin and say that she's this and that and not talented and all of that, when you may see somebody who you thought was good and not vote. It's just like our own Jamaican economy or country. You're quarreling that this particular party may be in or that particular party may be in, but did you vote? Did you vote? If you don't vote, you don't have a voice. You really don't have a voice. If you don't vote, you don't have a voice. You're just like a rambler. And Rankin Pumpkin sought the support of maybe her Japanese countrymen and women, or maybe her Jamaicans who just said, look here, it took a lot of guts for this lady to enter, and I'm just going to support her. We don't know. We can't assume that no Jamaican voted for her. We just don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So my positive outlook on this particular thing is that hard work, determination, yes, pays off. Defying all odds pays off, and being among a unified body certainly pays off. Now, success don't just come in and of itself based on the individual alone. You have to be supported by other persons. No successful person that you see didn't become successful in and of themselves. They had to have support. They had to have somebody who was grounded and who decided that, look here, I'm going to make you become the person that you decided to become in this life. You don't just become who you become in and of yourselves. Yes, with God's help. That's ultimate. But I'm simply saying to you that Rankin Pumpkin won, or came second, came in the top 3. Let's say it that way. She came in the top 3 because she had supporters. So some of you are complaining, did you support the person that you liked, that you thought did well? It's the same thing I see in some of the other competitions. You know, so sometimes persons will support and vote. You might say, Lord, my one vote. You can't say that. If everyone was to say my one vote don't count, then what will happen is that the person will not get anywhere. It's a snowballing effect, you know. If you vote and I vote, that's 2. If another person votes, that's 3. Another person added, that's 4. Another person added, that's 5. And another till we reach 10. That's 10 voters. So if those 10 individuals say, you know what, we're going to vote, that's 10 votes right there and then. And if 10 more comes on, that's 20. So you see the snowballing effect? So it's one added person. Each, for every big thing that you see, it's a sum of small things. So for your house, if it missed one particular stone or block, your house could not have been completed until that final block or till that final stone comes about. You follow what I'm simply saying to you? It's like how Wayne alone and support Toni. No man Wayne. You know what I'm saying? It's a snowballing effect. Don't worry, Wayne, I'm gonna support you. You follow what I'm simply saying to you, people? So Rankin Pumpkin, I'm going to laud her, as much as she may not have been talented in that area for me. And it's not only so much about the language barrier. You follow? Because some of us Jamaicans, for example, when we sing, or we may have that kind of a Black American gospel sound, or we may have that R&B American sound, so to speak, or we have that Jamaican singer sound, or whatever it may be. So likewise, let's put it to somebody from another country. If they master the craft, if they have the art to DJ or to sing J or to sing or whatever it is, it doesn't matter of where it is that they're from or their language barrier. If it is that they have that art form pat, they can do it well, then they will do it well. It's just that unfortunately for Rankin Pumpkin, that was not her strength. That really just wasn't her strength. However, she was determined. However, and I'm using the word however, she got her supporters. And that is my issue with a number of us as black people. We really not support each other. In general, I'm talking now. I'm not talking every single solitary time. Again, when I speak in my videos, I don't speak in the absolute unless I'm talking about God and His absolute greatness and His absolute awesomeness. But what I'm simply saying is that a lot of us at Jamaica, we complain on a lot of things, but we really don't support each other, you know. So you may see your black brother, your black sister doing a very good business, and you know it's legal, you know, morally it's upright, it's good, and we don't support them. Rankin Pumpkin had her supporters. She had her supporters. Those, I find that the whites support each other. The Chinese support each other. The Japanese support each other. The Syrians support each other. And all the other races besides the black. Hence, why we basically fall in less than 1% of persons who own wealth across the globe. When we think of billionaires, you only can think of a few black names. Very few. You have to sit down and think. Like Oprah is the first one that comes to your mind. Michael Jordan. What's that golfer name? His name just flew out of my mind. But you know what I'm talking about. A number of them. Tiger Woods, sorry. Yes, that golfer, Tiger Woods. You see what I'm saying? You have to be thinking and thinking. Oh, but when you think of the whites and other Syrians and Japanese and Chinese, oh, myriads of their names can fly to your mind right now. I'm not really good with names, which I'm working on. But I'm sure if I research it, I see a listing of their names, of those top wealthy, successful billionaires and multi-millionaires. And when you speak with them, when you talk with them, they say one of the good things is to support each other and to be kind and to be giving. That's what Rankin Pumpkin had. Supporters, givers, persons who decided that they're going to help her, irrespective of what it is that Jamaicans wanted to say, irrespective of if they thought that she was not gifted enough. And for that, I find that motivating. Yes, I'll try my best these days. I endeavor to look for the positive spin on things. She did not just win in and of herself. She had supporters supporting her. She had a unified body to complement her, to boost her, to lift her up, to put her in that top 3. And this is something that I wish many of us as Jamaicans would get. If you support your black brother and black sister, it doesn't lessen you becoming successful. That it's a myth, it's something that has been ingrained in us that is, I find it's difficult to pull away from. So some persons feel that if, for example, somebody has a business and they're selling phones, they're selling gadgets, and you buy from them, it's going to lessen you becoming successful. Remember, whatever seed you sow, you shall reap. So if you support that person, when you start your business, somebody will support you. It doesn't have to be the very same individual, but somebody else. God will just pull somebody else to support your business or support whatever it is. Or somebody feels if somebody starts to sell phones, they're going to go into that. Were you called to do that? Was that your calling? Was that your gifting? Was that what you're supposed to do? It may not be for you to sell phones. Maybe for you to sell cars. Maybe for you to sell house. So that's how the bartering effect will go. So when it is that I need a phone, I know who to go to. When you need a car, you will know who to go to. Whatever service the person may offer, you will know who need to go to. And if you offer a service, they will know who to go to. If you talk to these businessmen and businesswomen, they will tell you, somebody may do, these top businessmen and women I'm talking about, they may know that this person does well in investing, the other person does well in finance, the other does well in just regular business. So what they will do is, if you come to them about a particular idea or you have a particular plan, they will say, okay, go to businessman 1 and businessman 1 will help you. When you go to businessman 1 and they help you in this particular thing, you may have another creative idea. They'll say, you know what, businessman 1 said, go to businessman 2. When you go to businessman 2 says, hey, hold on a second, all right, I'm going to help you with this. And you have another idea, because it's a rippling effect now, and the blessings, it's just flowing and it's just moving about, systematically, symbiotically, just hitting, bouncing back and forth. Businessman 2 says to you, businessman 3 can help you with this and that, and you see what happens. And that is why the rich stays rich and gets richer, and the poor stays poorer. Because what happens is that if you now, as the poor person says, all right, I want to open a hair salon, and your other compatriots beside you say, oh, I'm not gonna help her for what? You understand? I mean this, I mean that. I mean, I have no hair salon. I mean, I have the other. I mean, I make it. I know what happens. The person may make it, but what happens is that the rest of you stuck in the same mode. 10 years pass and you're in the same mode and you reach nowhere, even though you chose not to help and you felt that not helping this particular sister or brother in her hair salon business would have made you become successful in some ways. It don't work like that, It definitely does not work like that, because it's almost like a chain reaction. It's a boomerang effect. You notice when some persons use, like they use what, Snap, what do you call it again there, that particular social media form, and they use the whole boomerang thing, and you see bouncing back. So it's whatever you bounce back out, it bounces back to you even harder. It's a chain reaction. So whatever seed you plant into the ground, that's the kind of tree that you're going to get when it blooms and it blossoms. And I'm using those words loosely. I'm using it both having in a positive way and a negative way. So you don't support your black brother, your black sister, and I say black in this case right now. You're also not going to be supported when time comes for you. So Rankin Pumpkin became successful because she had that unified body. She had the supporters that gauged her and aided her in being in the top 3, irrespective of her talent, in the area or the lack thereof, because I don't want to use the word Lucy to say that she's not talented. So I encourage you, my people, for these competitions, Magnum Kings and Queens, Rising Stars, Dancing Dynamite, if your friend starts a business, whatever it may be, I'm not talking about putting yourself in any financial rut or any financial deficit or any debt, but many of us, let me show you something, people. God knows our own challenges, and I'm talking about financial challenges across the globe. You have far more poor people than wealthy people. Yet, throughout the scripture, for an all-knowing God, he says, give and it comes back to you. Give. Throughout the entire scriptures, give. We see evidences of sacrifices coming back to people, evidences of giving coming back to people, evidences of that. Giving. Being kind, being generous, supporting. And we see evidence of it. Now, if this all-knowing God is aware of your situation, yet he says to you, give, don't you think that when he says that to you, that he's going to bless you? Look at the story of it. I always mix them up, you know. I think it's Elisha. When there was that poor widow, she didn't have anything, very poor, and Elijah said, give me what you have. And she gave him the bare minimum, cup of rice grain and oil and whatever it is. And he says to her, because of your kindness, I'm paraphrasing, because of this kindness, imagine you're poor. So it's almost like let's juxtapose it to now. So he says it's like she have maybe $200 or $1,000 to her name. That's all she have in her name. $1,000. And him say, give me the $1,000. And she wholeheartedly said, take it. And she gave him the $1,000. And he said, because of this, you will not stop having thousands and thousands of dollars. When she woke up, she saw her store bands filled with thousands and thousands of money. That's the only way for me to say to you, her last $1,000, because this lady poor and pauperized. And the man, yeah, she gave it willingly. Because she trusted God, that God would have blessed her abundantly above that what she could ever ask or think or even imagine. Let me share something real with you now. In my case, when I put on the concert, it was a benefit concert, so it's not something that I earned money from. It really was my giving back to God for his many blessings to me. So I said, all right, I have a talent, I'm going to use my talent. Sing, perform, and so on. Got other good singers and performers on the program. And I remember somebody said, boy, you're not going to make more than 40 grand because people not going to really just give like that, you know, and blah, blah. I said, God, you know, I'm going to make more than 40 grand. I'm going to make 100,000. We're going to make 100,000 for the building program. It's for the church's building program. And would you believe that we made basically $700,000? And I'm talking about, we never sell no tickets, we never sell nothing for earn. It was no, we never generated any money in terms of like any cake sale or whatever, or tickets and so forth. It's just persons, I think, and individuals gave 500,000, and in terms of the offering itself, which I was hoping for 100,000, and somebody said to me that I would only get 40,000, we got basically 200,000 in terms of the offering. Somebody decided to give $500,000. They came to the concert. Secondly, the concert was overflowing with people. Like persons had to stand up outside. And they stayed until the very end. Many of them, we had about 90 or 90% of the persons. I'm simply saying to you, when you give, it must come back to you. When you support others, God will allow others to support you. It won't lessen your success. It's impossible for that to happen. It will boost your success. It won't lessen your success. So that is why Rankin Pumpkin came in the top 3. She had a unified body. She had supporters. She had persons who said, look here, I'm going to support my Japanese compatriot or whatever, or Jamaican, say I'm going to give this person a chance. What I don't know, whoever voted for her, whoever the persons are, they decided that they're going to support her to the very end. And that is why she came in the top 3. So I want your people to look at it from a positive side. Look at it from a positive side. Throw away the negative about her lack of talent in the area of dancehall in terms of DJing. Throw that aside. I understand where you're coming from, because I personally don't believe in mediocrity. But I don't want to use mediocrity loosely, in the sense of she decided, maybe she thinks that, okay, she wants to contribute, she thinks she can DJ, and she gave her best. So in that sense, it's not mediocre. Maybe the talent in and of itself is not strong enough. But in spite of her lack of talent, in spite of her defying the odds of how she dressed for the performances, despite her language barrier, she had supporters. She had somebody holding her on the left, on the right, on the bottom, and the top, and saying, look here, we're going to carry you through to the very end, which they did. So we need to look into ourselves as a people. Jamaica is still considered, over all the years, I've not been on this earth in a long length of time, but I've been here a little while, and we're still, as far as I'm known, from I'm a child till now, a developing country. When we look across the island, and we look across businesses and business places, we still see elements of slavery, we still see elements of underpay, underdevelopment, and we still see elements of lack of supporting each other, of bad-mindedness, red-eyedness, grudgeful, being selfish, being self-centered, and being very mean, being very stingy. And we see lack of a low productivity in general across the board. So we go to work, it's ironic that we go to work at 8 a.m. We use the word 8 a.m. I don't go to work that early, but I'm saying 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or from 8 to 6 or 7 to this or 6 to that. And yet the country is still considered a third world developing country. And yes, I know that there are other factors that contribute to that. I'm aware of that, sorry, and I understand that. But I'm simply saying, part and parcel of the reason why we're still a low productivity considered kind of country, it is because of where our mindsets are. We don't help each other in general. We don't. Think of your own self. Just turn the lights so, because I do it to myself. I turn the lights so, and painstakingly sometimes it's difficult to really allow your mind to think on it. I can only hope and pray that moving forward, since we're on the road of prosperity and progress and blessings and being highly favored and all of that successful and beautiful words, remarkable words, can only come from being unified. That's the reality, people. We can only achieve the greatness through unity, through support, through helping each other. And I can only pray and hope that that is something that we decide to take on, so that we can move from considered a third world developing island. Oh, I hate to even hear the word island, like we just catch off somewhere. Yes, we're surrounded by the Caribbean Sea, but goodness gracious, lots. Jesus. You know? When we think of the Japanese and the Chinese and the whites and how they support each other, I'm not saying that you don't have people who bad mind and all of that, you know, but it has been predominantly based on slavery among the blacks. And it breaks my heart, because here I see a lady who her compatriots, her supporters, her comrades decided that they're going to support her. And if only we could just get that as a people, then we would understand the true meaning of success, and then we would eliminate poverty. We would have reduced it so tremendously that it isn't funny. And I don't know why it is that we can't get that somehow resonating in our hearts, resonating in our minds, and most importantly, resonating in our actions toward each other. So you see a black brother starting a business, say they help you try to tear down. Why? Anyway, I can only hope that this will be used as a booster to show us as a people that one chase 1,000, two chase tens of thousands. Support, being unified, living in unity works. It will allow you to achieve success. So my people, have a beautiful Sunday. Give God thanks, give God praise, prepare yourself for work tomorrow. If you don't have work tomorrow, look for your job, whatever you have to do to make things better. And that is through a number of things. That is through giving God thanks, supporting your brother and your sister, working hard, being determined to go after your dreams, be determined to go after your goals. I have made that concerted effort, irrespective of who wants to support me, irrespective of who don't want to support me. That's a part of life. I've accepted that. But I am going after my dreams, I'm going after my desires, and whoever I can help, I will help. That's my goal, that's my aim, because I got to achieve greatness. Got to be the world changer. There are a number of things that I want to achieve, and I'm going after them. I'm achieving them with God's help. Alright, my beautiful people, so have a great Sunday afternoon. Chop your rice and chicken, rice and peas and chicken or fish, and just have a great day. Really do. Have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed.